What if the life you're complaining about today is the life you're going to desperately miss someday? Seriously, what if 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you would give anything to come back to one completely ordinary day you're living right now? The house that feels too loud, the kids asking you 1,000 questions, the job you're sick of, the person next to you that you're annoyed with, the body you criticize every time you look in the mirror, the routine that feels boring. What if one day you look back and realize those were the moments? I had a conversation with my husband recently because I was complaining about things in my life. And listen, I'm still gonna complain sometimes. I, I'm human. There will absolutely be days where something pisses me off and I'm gonna say it. But during the conversation, he basically reminded me of something that hit me a little harder than I expected. There is no reset button. You don't get to reach the end of a chapter of your life, realize you weren't paying attention, and say, okay, I understand now. Can I try that again? You can't. And that sounds incredibly obvious. Of course, we know that, but I don't think most of us actually live life like we know it. We live like there's unlimited time. We say, we'll do it later. We'll call them later. We'll take the trip later. We'll spend more time with the kids when work settles down. We'll enjoy when we make more money. Um, we'll be happier when we lose weight, when we move, when the kids get older, or easier when we're less anxious, when life finally calms down. Except, when exactly is that? Because life doesn't really calm down, it just changes. One problem disappears and another one shows up wearing a different outfit. And if we keep waiting for the perfect version of life before we allow ourselves to actually live it, we're going to spend our entire lives waiting. And the other place we lose an incredible amount of time is the past. Could've, should've, would've. I should have said something. I should have said that. I should have stayed. I shouldn't have left, or I should have left. I should have started earlier. I should have known better. I should have appreciated it more. I should have made a different decision. We can spend years mentally rewriting scenes that have already happened. And I understand why. I've done it. There are things in my own life that I wish I handled differently. There are versions of myself I look back at and think, what the hell were you doing? But eventually you have to realize there is no amount of thinking that will change what already happened. You can learn from it. You can apologize. You can repair something if you're able to. You can make a different decision next time. You can grow, but you cannot go back. And at some point, constantly replaying yesterday starts stealing today. That's the part I don't think we talk enough about. Sometimes we're so upset about the time we've already lost that we lose even more of it thinking about the time we lost. Think about how crazy that is. Time might actually be the most valuable thing in um any uh, any of us own. The most valuable thing that any of us own. You can lose money and make more. You can lose a possession and replace it. You can sell a house and buy another house. You can change careers. You can rebuild relationships. You can completely reinvent yourself. But there is one thing nobody on this planet can buy more of: yesterday. Jeff Bezos can't buy yesterday. Elon Musk can't buy yesterday. Nobody can. Once a day is gone, it's gone. And yet, time is probably the thing we waste most casually. We scroll it away, we worry it away, we complain it away, we rush through it. We spend entire days physically sitting in one place while mentally living somewhere completely different. And I don't mean that as some judgmental, put your phone down and meditate for 6 hours kind of thing. I'm talking about something much simpler. Just be where you are sometimes, because this is your life, not tomorrow, not when everything is fixed, not the version you're trying to create. This one, right now, this messy one, this unfinished one, the one happening while you're listening to me right now. Um, and this isn't just something adults need to hear. I actually wish someone could make younger people understand this. Teenagers, kids, people in their 20s. Although I'm pretty sure if someone told 18-year-old me all of this, I would have rolled my eyes and gone right back to doing whatever stupid shit I was doing. Because there's a reason people say youth is wasted on the young. When you're young, time feels endless. A year feels enormous. You think the people around you are always going to be there. Your parents are just your parents. Your grandparents are just your grandparents, and your siblings are annoying. School feels like it's never going to end. You're desperate to grow up. And then you grow up, and suddenly years start moving like months. And you look at a picture and think, how was that 10 years ago? You look at your children and think, like, when the hell did you get this big? You look at your parents and notice they're getting older. You look at yourself and realize you are no longer the age you still somehow feel like you are in your head. And that's when you start understanding what time actually costs. But I don't want this episode to make anybody panic. That's not the point. I don't want you walking around thinking, "Oh my god, everything is disappearing." I need to enjoy every second, because that's impossible too. Some moments suck, and some stages of life are hard. Some are exhausted. Sometimes you're, exhausted. Where sometimes you're depressed or anxious. Sometimes you're dealing with real shit and you're just trying to get through the day. You're not going to appreciate every moment. I certainly don't. It's not realistic. The point is not to love every moment. The point is to stop being absent from all of them. There's a difference. And something I'm learning, and I'm absolutely still learning, is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you like everything that's happening. It doesn't mean you approve of what happened to you. It doesn't mean you stop trying to improve your life. It just means you stop fighting reality. This happened. This is where I am. This is what I have today. Now, what am I going to do with it? And getting there can take work, mind body work, self awareness, therapy, meditation, exercise, journaling, whatever works for you. I'm not here pretending I have the magical formula. I'm figuring out my own shit in real time, but I do believe we can train ourselves to come back to the room, back to the person in front of us, back to our bodies, back to today, to the present moment. Because the present moment is actually the only place life ever happens. You think about that. The past exists only as a memory. The future exists as an idea. Your entire life is always happening right now. And maybe someone listening to this is completely checked out lately. Maybe you're going through the motions. Wake up, work, kids, dinner, phone, bed, repeat. Maybe you're waiting for something to change before you start feeling alive again. Maybe you're thinking about a mistake from 5 years ago. Or maybe you're terrified about something that hasn't even happened yet. Or just exhausted. If that's you, I'm not telling you to suddenly become some enlightened person who floats through life appreciating the fucking sunset every night. Just notice one thing. That's it. Tonight, notice something you normally just rush past. Listen to your kid's ridiculously long story. Or sit with your dog, cat, look at your partner, pull your parent. Turn the music up in your car, walk outside, laugh at something stupid. Stay at the dinner table 5 minutes longer. Put your phone down for 10 minutes. Not because you're trying to create some perfect memory, but because this might already be one. That's the thought that got me. What if right now I'm standing inside moments that I'm gonna miss one day? What if the things that feel completely ordinary right now become the things I would give anything to experience again? The noise, the chaos, the people, the routines, the voices coming from another room, the little things I barely notice. One day, something will be different. That's life. And there won't be a button I can press that says reset, take me back. Let me appreciate it all this time. Let me be more present. Let me stop worrying so much. Let me realize how good some of it really was. We don't get that button. But maybe that's exactly why we need to wake up now. Not perfectly, not every second, just a little more often. Because most of us are alive, but I think there's a big difference between being alive and actually living. And I don't want to get 20 years down the road and realize I spent my whole life thinking about yesterday, worrying about tomorrow, and completely miss the day I was standing in. I don't want that for you either. So maybe today, just be here. Your life doesn't have a reset button, but you do have right now. And if you enjoy conversations like this, the messy ones about life, growth, parenting, anxiety, relationships, figuring ourselves out, and whatever the hell else comes up, follow Life and Bullshit so you don't miss the next episode. Because if you listen before, you already know. I genuinely, excuse me, um, I have no idea what we're gonna talk about next, but we'll probably learn something together. So thanks for listening.